What's going on? Rob Fish here, BikeBandit.com. Join me as we learn a little bit more about from Suomy Helmets. This is the MX Rumble. Welcome back. Thanks always for joining me. So yeah, I almost had to just let's get ready to rumble, but that's not what this is about. This is about learning about safety apparel. What you need to know, a couple basics. MX Rumble is from Suomy. Suomy is an Italian-based company. Have been building high-end helmets since the 90s, and their stuff frankly rocks. They've got guys that are racing on the flagship road racing series, MotoGP, Moto2, the same as the off-road MXGP, MX2, and their flagship helmet is the MX Jump. And if you don't have quite the scratch, if you will, the dollars to get into an MX Jump, take a look at the little brother, MX Rumble. You got a lot of the same features, but the difference is in the shell itself. Instead of being a tricarbico, so a tri-composite shell, this is actually thermoplastic. So still very strong, very light, but of course nowhere close to as light as the MX Jump. Two different graphics in it, no solid colors, and each graphic has two different colorways in it. So there's basically four options of the MX Rumble. Size spectrum from an extra small through a 2XL, two shell sizes, DOT and ECE on the safety certs, but pretty slick. If you don't know Suomy is pretty much known for having the absolute finest graphics on the market. Absolutely amazing. This, I don't want to say the sparkle looks like a bass boat because that's kind of cheesy. That's more cheesy than the Let's Get Ready to Rumble reference. But that's just absolutely awesome. Some of it is just traditional. Let's say a silver glitter, right? Sparkles. And then if you look on the actual peak, that's actually the same silver sparkle with almost a rainbow tint to it. Absolutely awesome. And in person, this thing's killer. But let's dive into the safety aspect of it. You know what, actually, while we're still on the outside, let's talk ventilation because it's off-road and so you're putting out a lot of body heat. So if you notice up top here in the back, you have two exhaust vents here, right? And two exhaust vents on kind of the rear quarters, if you will. Now, here is where things get great. You have two intake vents up on top in the front, and you also have them kind of on the corner of the brow of the shell, right? Plus you'll notice on the inside, there's actually a couple more scoops up top. So this is now truly where you will be super duper impressed because the shell is thermoplastic as opposed to, again, like we discussed, being the tricarbico, but the interior is where the magic really happens. The interior, of course, is fully replaceable, pops right out just like that. Moisture wicking, antimicrobial, antibacterial, anti-stink, etc. Fantastic. But here is what I want you to see. Traditional D-ring closure, but snaps right out. And here is where things are awesome. That inside liner is dual density, and that, of course, as a safety aspect, scientifically has been proven to be the best way to slow the head down in event of use in a crash scenario. But what you're seeing is that they're going in two different directions and they're two different sizes. So the ones that are running front to back on your head are actually a little bit narrower and they're a little bit closer together. And the ones on the side, kind of on the crown of your head, are a little bit thicker and a little bit farther apart, because there's obviously different ways to crash. More importantly, that, as opposed to if you look at a lot of, I don't want to say inexpensive, right? Because a couple $100 is not in any way inexpensive. But what they have is a solid EPS with maybe a couple holes bored into it. And it actually does trap a lot of body heat right off the top of your head. And they don't vent as well as, let's say, some of the flagship helmets. That is the exact same inside liner that they put on their flagship helmet. And what it does is it gives you like little cavities and little channels to let the heat evacuate off the top of your head. And with that vent complement, out it goes out the back, keeps you happy, keeps you riding, and that's the most important game. Eye port is fantastic. We have a couple goggles here in the studio that we, different brands that we run through and display with different helmets. Fits like a champ. I mean, that is my full hand, not a problem in any way. Super strong, super light, super styly. It's just good stuff from Suomy. That's the MX Rumble. Sorry, had to throw it in. So there you have it, just a quick little video review from Suomy Helmets. That is the MX Rumble. Extra small through a 2XL, 2 different graphics, no solids, but each graphic does have 2 colorways in it. DOT and ECE on the safety cert, thermoplastic shell, fantastic vent complement, that dual density EPS liner. Again, it's very, very similar to the MX Jump, the flagship moto helmet from Suomy, but it's just the shell is the material that's going to add a little bit of weight to it, but it also cuts the price in right about half. So, hell of a deal, great, great helmet, very, very cool graphics, and from Suomy, again, MX Rumble. If you know you want it, go ahead and add it to your shopping cart now. If your order's over 99 bucks, it'll ship for free. If you have any questions, never hesitate to click on the help button. That'll take you directly to our sales department, and they'll be happy to assist you. You can also email us at service@bikebandit.com, or just pick up the phone and give us a call at 888-339-3888. Once again, we're bikebandit.com, and we love you, so you should like us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel and bookmark us in your favorites. Thank you for your business, and enjoy the ride.